All right, so welcome back to another Rogue Report. The last time actually, the last Rogue Report that I uploaded was the video that I did with me and Anna did the Final Destination bracket style tournament to figure out the best death for Final Destination. But kind of thought process of how like my channel's been going and why it's been going a certain way. And it's not necessarily because I don't want to do one thing and I want to do something more, but I don't know, maybe it's coming a little bit more apparent that that's what I want to do. The fact is that I've been only doing this for a couple months now. It's not that I don't want to make gaming content. I find it more pleasing for myself when it comes to like playing video games and not necessarily trying to play to make the content just to play the game and, casually have fun. Because I will say in the past, like, week or so, me and CJ have been going hard on playing Apex ranked. Got his rank up. He was in Diamond, and then the split happened like 2 days ago or whatever. And now we're back. We're both, in like a lower platinum rank. But just casually having fun, and I do enjoy playing video games a lot more with other people than playing them by myself. And it's not that, like, obviously I don't want to make the gaming content. I do. It's just trying to find the time to do it because, like, this is a hobby. This isn't a job, or like I don't get paid to do this. I mean, not yet. This is where you guys come in. Telling people, sharing the channel with other people and seeing if they can get some sort of entertainment out of it. And if they don't, maybe they can pass it on to the next person. Just make sure that they hit the subscribe button, then everything's cool. But yeah, like I kind of had the idea that Rogue Report might actually make like a much bigger comeback and more of an impact on this channel, whether or not that I actually decide to do this on a weekly basis. But I have a feeling that if I do Rogue Report, like kind of how I do the SCP podcast, I do like usually what I like to do is have at least like a backlog of 2 episodes, so I just have them and then they're there to edit. And then if for whatever reason, like if we were to run into a problem where we don't record, like even this past week, me and Rob actually did not record. Normally we would have recorded in the past 2 days, but life just happens the way that it happens, and sometimes your schedule gets messed up and there's really nothing you can do about it. But at the same time, like my schedule's actually somewhat wide open, so I do have the time to do this stuff, but I find myself, filling my time with doing other things that I find a little bit more entertaining, like playing video games with other people, instead of, like booting up all my equipment and setting everything up just to record like for an hour or so. I did record something recently. I'm not going to say what it was because I would rather it be somewhat of a surprise, but like in the past month or so, I think I've uploaded, I did the House of Ashes playthrough, and that whole like 5-hour playthrough, I think I broke it down into like 5 different videos. And that was a great game, and now obviously I want to play. I want to get around to, playing the last one, which is The Devil in Me. I want to play that really bad. And then I have like Mortuary Assistant. I haven't played that. I've seen it played before in other people's like playthroughs. I don't really remember a lot about it, but I do want to get into that as well, just for the horror aspect of what I guess I'm going for here. But that's not all I want to play either. I don't want to play just survival horror game shit like that. Even though I am excited for even like the new game that's coming out for Dark Pictures, Directive 8020 or something. That's more of a sci-fi horror game, which is a weird step that they're taking. A lot of people think that it's weird. Maybe it works for them. It might be something super badass that everybody enjoys. I don't know. I just wanted to I've been more focused a lot more on SCP than anything else because it's honestly what I was out for. I feel like more when it comes to content creating or content creation was not necessarily the gameplay videos and like playthroughs or stuff like it. I enjoy making the playthroughs. I enjoy playing the games and stuff like that. But I feel like I have more of I want to say a better demographic for a podcast, but I probably do, in all honesty. I feel like you would have a much broader demographic in a podcast than you would playing any certain video game, because not everybody plays video games. I mean, not everybody listens to podcasts, but that doesn't mean that they might not find it interesting, or they might, or whatever the hell. I don't know what I'm getting at here. Besides the fact that I've realized that within the time that I've been doing my little passion project of content creating and going with Rogue Channel as a whole, that maybe I am a little bit more focused on the podcasting aspect of the content creation that I have been doing. And I mean, I like it this way. And obviously I don't work for anybody. Like I said, this is not a job. It's just me being me and enjoying what I want to do. And this is also a thing, like, it's kind of very therapeutic. Rob has said it in the past, like when we've been recording SCPs, that he finds it very therapeutic of us just sitting down once a week bullshitting for an hour and a half, trying to, push each other to do some sort of character or whatever the hell we're doing, voices and stuff, like for readings and stuff like that. Like I did a voice for, he tried to make me do Tommy Lee Jones in an episode, and that was really bad, but still, it's just having fun and, trying to, be somewhat creative. And I like that. I had mentioned the Final Destination thing that we did for the Rogue Report, but like that had to be the most like elaborate project that I've worked on so far, just because there was a lot to be put into it. I did a lot of like video cutting of other shit and putting it in there, pictures, and it was just a mess. In all honesty, like the project file on what I use as Filmora, that project file looked a lot different than anything else that I've worked on so far. And the thing is, too, is I kind of put Rogue Report on the back burner, even though I feel like I shouldn't have, because I really do like, sitting here and just bullshitting sometimes, even if I'm bullshitting to myself at this very moment. Oh well. But something tells me, like, I'm going through here, I'm going in my like Audacity files, looking at my audio recordings, because I know for a fact, like, I have like a couple of like things that might be labeled as a Rogue Report something, and there's just stuff in here that I don't think that I've ever released. I remember bullshitting. I was trying to figure out okay, so this was the idea of what Rogue Report was going to be. Besides me bullshitting and telling you what I've been doing with the channel and where like my vision is of what I want to do, and blah blah blah. But I also am just going to tackle a random subject and just bullshit about it and learn something, and maybe what I'm learning and reciting back to you, you might be also learning something new as well. But in this one, I remember looking up, you know what, I'm going to delete the file right now because it's useless. And then now I will just talk about what I was saying before. I had this random thought, like, about who in like my generation, the millennial generation, who is the most successful child actor. And for whatever reason, I didn't realize that the number one answer, and like I have a feeling if I try to find this real quick, and then if this shows up on, so the 100 greatest child actors, this is a list that is created on IMDb. It is the same list. Now, what I was doing was going through and looking at this through for millennials and millennials only, for whatever reason. And then when I looked at this list, I was actually blown away that like the number one listed, the greatest child movie TV stars of all time, number one on this list is Haley Joel Osment. Now, I feel like there's a real big discrepancy here where people could say that that's either bullshit or whatever the fuck. Here's the thing, though, too. It's like the top 5 on this list is Osment at number 1, Dakota Fanning is number 2, Drew Barrymore is 3, Macaulay Culkin is 4, and Ashley Olsen is 5, which I would just put Mary-Kate and Ashley. I don't know how I don't know what the separation is between the two of them. Actually, let's see on this list. Ashley is 5 and Mary-Kate is 11th. I don't fucking understand that. thought process here. But I remember when I first originally was looking at this, thinking to myself that the one person that I was looking for on this list is Josh Hutcherson, because I remember seeing him at a very younger age. I feel like he's the same age as me, whether a year, some difference. I just remember him being around at a younger age, and I had a feeling that he would have been a much more successful child actor. But I guess he was never really considered a child star or child actor. He was, if anything, he's not even on this top 100 list. And I have a feeling that maybe he's considered more of a B+ player. I don't know. To me, let me look him up actually, because that's the thing, is he was in like a bunch of stuff when he would have been, even when you type in Josh H on IMDb, they're like, oh, do you mean Josh Hartnett? No, I don't. Not right now, I don't. But like the first thing that pops up on his page is the Hunger Games. I never seen any of them. I never read a book. I never read a singular book now. I've never read a Hunger Games book. I've never seen any of the movies. I just know that it was a very popular thing for him to be a part of. And I'm looking at pictures of him in some fucking like military bullshit. I don't know what the fuck that is either. But I just, for whatever reason, thought like, even with the Hunger Games, this Zathura movie came out like early on. That was in 2005. So that means he was, fucking 13 when he made that movie. So for whatever reason, I just saw him around a lot, and I thought, oh, like he must be like worth some money and very popular and successful as an actor, but somehow doesn't make that list on the top 100. But like I said, Haley Joel Osment is also in the line of being the best millennial child actor of all time. He was the answer, not just with a... Because this is what drives me nuts. Haley Joel Osment is 4 years older than me. I thought Haley Joel Osment was fucking 10 years older than me. And not that he looks like shit. I remember when he first showed up. Like, he resurfaced, like, I want to say 5, maybe a lot longer than that. Like 6, 8, 10 years ago, some bullshit. It would have been the Entourage movie. Haley Joel Osment showed up out of fucking nowhere, and I remember he was in the Entourage movie. And I was like, that's that kid. He grew up. Oh, that's really weird that he grew up and now he's an adult. But he also really looks like himself too, which is, not awkward, but he looks like a child. He looks like a man baby. And I'm not trying to be rude, but it looked like you just took a child's face and stretched it over some fat guy and called him Haley Joel Osment. But that's just what he looks like. I don't know if that made any fucking sense. But I just remember seeing him pop up. I remember I was like, oh, that's the same person. Yeah, and like legit, he's like, if he's 4 years older than me, that means like it blew my mind that I realized, I was like, oh my god, he's not old at all, and he is most definitely a top tier child actor when it comes to stuff like The Sixth Sense, which I think is what like really like put him over. The Sixth Sense. There was AI, Artificial Intelligence. I don't really remember that movie, but I'm sure it was okay. And then the movie that I hate, they kill him at the end. Pay It Forward with Helen Hunt, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, that movie was fucking disappointing at the end. Yeah, spoiler alert, he dies. Whatever. Don't watch that movie anyway. It's such a bummer. It really is a bummer. And then I'm literally, okay, yeah. And Secondhand Lions is another one. That's from 2003, and that's the thing, is he actually looks rather young. So that's the thing. For whatever reason, in my fucking head, Sixth Sense came out in 1999, and for whatever reason, that doesn't seem right to me. It just seems like it was way before that. It actually went 6 cents, pay it forward, then AI. And within 1 year apart of each other. He was making movies. Fuck. And that means he would have been... Nah, never mind. I'm not fucking doing math. I'm really bad at math. Why would I fucking try that at all? Hold on. Okay, so just I have to look this up now. I will, but not at this very moment. But apparently, Haley Joel Osment is playing J.D. Vance. Like, he's doing a character of J.D. Vance, and it says that he's been on Jimmy Kimmel Live and his credit list as J.D. Vance, Senator J.D. Vance. They kind of look like each other. That's actually really funny. But that's the other thing too, is fucking, like, it blows my mind that, like, somebody like that, like, I just felt like he was a little bit older. And then you look at somebody like the Vice President of the United States is also a millennial. So it's just showing you what time can do to you. I don't know. Like, that's the type of shit that just, I don't know. For whatever reason, some people seem like they should be older and they're not. I can't wait until I meet somebody that, like, one day it's going to hit me. I'm going to be, like, in my early 40s. And, like, in, like, the next 10 years, I'm going to meet somebody. I'm going to be like, huh, you look like you're, like, in your 30s. I'm like, no, I'm in my 40s. I'm probably just as old as you are. I'm like, that sucks. I don't know where the fuck I'm talking about. I started rambling on and some bullshit. But anyway, yeah, that's what that last episode was about. I probably went way farther into detail, like listing off some of those, like more of the actors on that list of, like, the top 100 child actors. One of my favorite people that's on this list, like one of my favorite actors of all time, is on this list. Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's like 28th. Not good. Not doing good for him. Apparently, there's a lot more. But that's also according to IMDb. I don't know, like, Jaleel White is ranked high, but then Daniel Radcliffe's ranked higher, Elijah Woods, Raven-Symoné, Freddie Highmore. I saw something about, somebody posted a picture. It was a picture of Freddie Highmore as Charlie and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and then a picture of Freddie Highmore from The Good Doctor. And then somebody was like, I just learned today that this was the same actor. I was like, how the fuck didn't you know that from before? That's the same fucking, it's the same, it's kind of like what I was just saying about Haley Joel Osment. Freddie Highmore also has the same thing where he grew up into his face. Like, you could still see him in, like, yeah, he just grew up is all. But, like, the fact that you didn't know that, that to me, that's just kind of stupid. You should know who the fuck that is. But then again, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory should have never been fucking made in the first place. That movie pissed me off. I am a big fan of Gene Wilder and the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That fucking movie slaps. That movie's the best. It's like, I always tell people it's my favorite movie of all time because, like, I honestly don't know what it is. But if I tell somebody it's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, they're not going to argue with me. But yeah, the Johnny Depp one can suck a dick. I don't want to watch that movie ever again. And I haven't watched the Timothy Chalamet one, so I could probably give that a go. But I'm also probably not going to like it. Just because of the fact that I'm so goddamn old school and I'm stuck in the fucking Gene Wilder one. Like, nothing can top that. Nothing can top Gene Wilder as a fucking person, in all honesty. But yeah, some more Rogue Reports that are going to be just like that. I have a couple of ideas that I do want to put out soon. But like I said, like, if this does become a weekly thing, then I will be, paying attention and doing some more research, because the SCP podcast is just, it is done so on the fly that, like, sometimes we know what we're going to read beforehand, but, like, the whole premise of it is that we are rolling dice to read the SCP at random. But sometimes that becomes stagnant, and then you're rolling these numbers that are just terrible finds. Like, some of them are just not great. Like, there are plenty of SCPs that we have rolled that have been so small and so dumb that I've not care to release because it's just not good content. Like, it's just us just ripping this story apart, and it's bad. I feel like maybe I could keep them all. Like, I still probably have some of them, like, just sitting here. I could release, like, our worst of the worst episode or something like that. But I don't know. It would literally just be us tearing these writers apart. And, like, it's not, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, like, we've said this before a couple of times about the formats and the canons that come with SCPs and how they're supposed to be wrote in a certain format and shit like that, but like it sometimes gets difficult. So that's why we tend to like try to just find ones that are, popular. And that's why, like, hit me up on this episode of Rogue Report to tell me what you want to hear from SCP anyway. Because there's some good ones out there. We know that there's some good ones out there that we have not come across yet. I want to come across them naturally because I know that, like, in the past now, like, we've okay, I bumped my desk. In the past, like, month or so, we have read a couple of SCPs that we did not roll for, and ones that I've actually read before, like the vending machine one, top tier. That is A tier, top A tier SCP. That I technically rolled for it, but I rolled for that one like months ago. Not during that recording. That was done a long time ago. But anyway, I keep going back. I try to wrap this up now. Like, this is probably like the third or fourth time. Thank you so much for listening to this. I really appreciate you guys coming in and stopping in on the Going with Rogue channel here on Rogue Report, whether it's here or Safely Controlled podcast. Please listen to that as well. Check out the gameplay videos. There's going to be some more. Just patiently trying to pace myself around gameplay so I can just enjoy video games as is. But with that being said, keep your ear to the ground for the next episode. And until then, I'll talk to you next time.